Oh no, she didn't.
Yes, she did. She actually did.
Hey girl, hey.
Hello.
How you doing?
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
We took a few weeks off. We're back in full effect.
Mm-hmm.
Oh No Girl Yes is the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Today we said, oh no, she didn't, because today's topic is inspired by some girlfriends, but it involves the man too. We're talking about the show Insecure. But it inspired a topic, whether you watch the show Insecure or not. But make sure you follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Patreon, YouTube, as we have a lot of content and fun. And always, please share the podcast, share the conversations, and make sure you comment, because it's supposed to be a conversation between all of us. So,
right.
What you think?
Right.
So on the latest episode of Insecure, Issa and Molly, you pretty much saw a major blow up, probably one of their biggest blow ups ever. Right. Molly does tend to fight Issa at her events. But the purpose that we actually want to talk about, without getting too in detail about the actual episode, is if I got beef with somebody, does that mean my man's got beef with them? And then we can also say with friendships, if I got a beef with somebody, does that mean if you my friend, you beefing with them too?
Yeah. Let's start with friendship. I think it's easier with friendship.
Okay.
I think there are certain factors that you can take into account for it. The way I judge people, especially like, friends of friends, is it depends on what they did. You know what I mean? It depends on the severity of it. But if it's something, that just between the two of them, I'm not necessarily going to not be friends with that person again. Or even, be hateful toward them. Maybe I'll just be cordial. I was talking to a friend about this last night, and I was saying that I wouldn't allow that person or either one to talk about the other person in front of me if they have that beef going on. That's if we were already friends. You know what I mean? I can't just end a friendship, because that makes me seem a little fake, I think. But yeah, I wouldn't allow that conversation to happen. I'm like, hey, if you got something to say about that person, you talk to that person, because I think that would just show my loyalty to both sides. However, I don't know that I would just necessarily end a friendship because my friend, they don't get along anymore.
It would definitely depend on what the beef was about, because sometimes it's so personal, it don't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
But sometimes it could be more indicative of who they are as a person, and they say, okay, if you like that, I wouldn't want to deal with you either, even though you didn't do it to me.
Yeah.
Would you ever try to be, as in the situation you just described, would you ever try to be the conduit to a reconciliation?
Again, it depends on the severity of the situation. If it's something that I felt like I could get over, because I probably don't get over things that easily, then I would assume that those people should be able to get over it. But yeah, it depends on the severity. It depends on how long this friendship has been going on. It depends on how valuable this friendship was to everybody. So, I mean, I could see myself in that situation, but I'm leaning more towards no in general. I'd rather just stay out of it for the most part.
Right. I mean, and the thing is, everybody's not going to get along. Everybody's not going to be friends, and everybody don't need to be friends. And so many times you might be that center base in a wheel, and you have all these different spokes, and all your spokes might not even make a wheel. It's just different people Yeah. So I still think it would come back to, okay, what did this person do to my friend? And is this just more indicative of who they are as a person? Now, I've had friends who seem like they just have beef with everybody. And so in that moment, I'm kind of like, okay, I don't think I ever said to that friend, hey, you have beef with so many people. Could it be you? I dated somebody once who had beef with everybody. I did say to him, hey, you notice that you have beef with all these people that used to be your friends. You think maybe you might be the root of the issue. Yeah. And so that also speaks sometimes to the friendship on whether you feel like you can say, hey, you might need to be the one to check yourself, even though I ain't got nothing to do with it. But you might want to check yourself. And I think you and I do that, especially when we're trying to date somebody or give somebody some attention or time of day. We'll say, okay, don't throw them away yet. We just had that conversation today. Wait.
Right, we just had that conversation. I'm not going to let you throw them away yet.
Right, don't throw them away yet. And I'm like, I think I already need to throw this person away. Wait.
No, wait, hold up. It's only been 8 hours.
Don't throw it. Okay. He got about 5 seconds. But so but now what about Bae? Me and Bae together. I've been sharing with Bae that I got beef and problems with a friend. Bae probably been trying to stay out of it and probably don't even care.
Don't.
But without getting specific to the episode, let's just start surface because the episode kind of takes you in a deeper situation. But let's just stay surface. Bae, you know I don't mess with her. You know I don't talk to her. When we out somewhere and she say hey, does Bae say hey back?
Are you not speaking at all? Are y'all not speaking at all?
No, we don't. I mean, we say hey. We say hey.
Yeah, Bae can say hey.
Bae can say hey. Okay, step 2. You said hey, cordial. Bae says hey. And then the friend that you don't deal with goes in to hug Bae because there used to be a friendship.
Yeah, no.
Can Bae hug this person?
Okay, here's the thing. Yes, because we're grown, first of all, okay? So we're not going to have a scene.
Okay, keep going.
However, I would feel a certain kind of way about it. You know what I mean? And
because you know that the friend didn't go to hug you. And you wanted the friend know that y'all got some challenges. So why would she go to hug Bae?
Exactly. But not towards Bae because she put him in a bad position. You know what I mean?
Not towards Bae, towards her. Okay, keep it moving. So now let's say we at a group setting and Bae is off talking and you off talking and you see the person you don't deal with no more off talking to Bae.
Oh, he getting a text message. I need to see you, please.
What is the text? I need to see you in my office right quick. Why?
Because it's so weird. I hate this type of stuff in general. I really hate this type of.
Why? Okay, you see.
Because I feel like we all.
Everybody talking, but you just notice it ain't like they having no secret.
What I mean is, I hate animosity in groups. I don't like the dynamic of any of that. So. My whole thing would be to avoid those situations altogether. If I know somebody's not going to be, or somebody's going to be there that I don't deal with, then maybe I just don't need to be there. You know what I mean? Because I feel like it's so childish to be in a room with grown people and not speak.
It's completely childish. Does that mean you're not going to do it though?
No, it doesn't mean that.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I see them over there talking. I'm not sending no text. I notice it. I might start making a note of how long they talk. Right? So I ain't gonna send no text, but I'm gonna keep my conversation. I'm not even gonna try to ear hustle. I'm gonna just mind my business because I know that Bae is either getting some information to come back and share, or
he ain't gonna get it good. He ain't gonna, men don't take good notes.
They don't take good notes, but I know he over there thinking he not doing nothing wrong because I can see it. So he ain't thinking that there's a problem. Now, the problem might be escalating with old buddy that you ain't dealing with. Mm-hmm. But right now, we still saying Bae ain't done nothing wrong yet. Right? Depending on how long the exchange is.
Right.
Because the longer the exchange goes, at some point, Bae need to remember that I'm over here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that's with anybody. Why are you sitting there,
Right. Okay, so let's keep it going. Bae now comes back over to you and says, hey, such and such said, you tripping.
Don't tell me what such and such said. Don't tell me what such and such said. Not right now.
Yeah, not right now.
But
here's the thing. You say not right now. Let's say they going around talking and everything cool. You sit here looking at him like,
you need an update? I need an update.
Well,
hello? No, my reaction, if he came over there and said that, I'm about to be mad at him now because my next question is, and what did you say?
Okay, but wait, you just said you don't want him to talk to you right there at the point.
I know, I changed that. Okay. I said, that was like a mental reaction. But on paper.
But if he came over there and didn't say nothing, you're going to be like.
Yeah, because I want to know, obviously.
Okay, so now he said, oh, buddy said you tripping.
But I would want to know what.
And now you say what? Now that he tells you, oh, buddy said you tripping, now what?
Yeah, but how did this conversation come about and what did you say?
He said, I ain't really say nothing. I just listened to her side. You still ain't mad at him? I just listened to her side because I only, heard your side of it. I didn't say nothing. I ain't had nothing to say. I just listened. I just let her talk.
If the severity of what she said is I'm tripping, that's fine. But if she started getting disrespectful, I need him to come to my.
No, but she just told me her side of what happened.
Yeah, I don't
So
know.
then, do you say, well, why didn't you say that I wasn't tripping?
No. At some point, no. No. At some point, I would probably I don't know. Because I was about to say I would reach out to her, but I don't even know if I would.
No, because we beefing right now. We ain't speaking. Ain't no reaching out.
No, okay, I'm saying, so but at some point you want to keep.
They says I didn't say nothing.
At some point you want to talk to my man. You talk to my man, but don't be bringing me up in it. If you got something to say to me, you need to say it to me.
That's the only thing popping off. Y'all ain't speaking. So
if you got something to say about me, you need to say it to me.
This is all hypothetical. Okay, but on all of this, you still ain't mad at Bae, right?
No, not really.
You still not mad at Bae. All right. So then later on, y'all still in this group
setting, whatever. Go back.
But look, they said I didn't say nothing. I just listened to her side. I talked to you about everything she said later. Let's just enjoy ourselves, okay? The evening goes on. Bae still, circulating. Everybody's circulating. Y'all ain't attached to the hip. You see her over there talking again to Bae. Now what?
He's told me something like she's stripping, or he's told me the part about.
He was tripping. He said.
No. I'm saying he's already told me that she said I was tripping.
Yes. Now this later on in the evening, he said he say nothing. He just listened. Now he's circulating, but you look up and you see that they having a conversation again.
How many drinks have I had at this point?
How many have you had right now? Because I'm gonna say it ain't gonna take many for you to pop off. So
I'll take 0.
Right.
Maybe I walk up.
Oh, you walk up to them now?
Yeah.
Okay.
To join the conversation in progress. Maybe that's what I do.
You join the conversation in progress. Do you walk up and say, hey, what y'all talking about? Or do you just walk up and stand there?
No, I walk up with a cordial smile and say, hey, what's going on? Hey.
Oh, that was a cordial smile. Hey, what's going on? Now, in this scenario, the police have already been called. Okay, Okay, so in the case of Insecure, Issa asked Molly, her friend who they already had some stresses going on, could she talk to the dude she was dating because he had some connects and could possibly help her with her block party because her headliner dropped out.
Yes.
And Molly said, no, I don't feel comfortable doing that. Now, yes, that was disappointing being Issa, like my friend said no, but I feel like Molly was well within her right to say, no, I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
It still obviously was going to be a problem with them as a friendship, but I don't know if I was in that situation, if I would have just said, no, I'm not going to help, or if I would have acted like I would try and it just didn't work out. And maybe even I've never said nothing to him. I just say, okay, well, I'll see. And then if she keeps saying, hey, well, what he said? I'm like, girl, he kind of blowing me off about it. I'm just kind of feeling uncomfortable about it,
Right. I would find a way to try to be helpful without being super helpful. I
would try to be helpful without asking my man probably. But keep in mind, that was a tough situation. I'm usually not pro Molly, but that was a tough situation in that her and Issa ain't been feeling each other, and her and Andrew still kind of new, trying to feel each other out.
No, I get it.
So it's kind of like, I don't want this dude thinking I'm with him because he can get concert acts for my friends, because we already kind of still figuring it out. Mm-hmm. And me and old girl ain't been vibing for a minute.
Well, and I get that because I don't like asking people to ask people for favors anyway.
Right.
It's a weird situation to be in, and you don't want to put your friendship on. It's just easier. It's better for them to offer to help. Right.
You want to say, hey, well, let me ask Andrew if he can make some connects at Live Nation and see if he can help you. Yeah. Yeah, but they just wasn't in that space. Now the question is, even on a good day, when they were in a good space, do you think Molly would have said, hey, let me ask Andrew? And I think that when you say no, you forget some people only listening to this.
Oh, my bad, no.
I said no for the court reporter. No. But let me say, I think that was one of the glaring differences in the even new friendship between Issa and Condola, is Condola was overly helpful. Oh yeah, I know this person. Oh yeah, I can put a call into this person. Oh yeah, I can get this person. And I think that's why Issa really felt that attraction to her as a new friend, because she had not felt that from the friends we see her spending time with. They were like, girl, what you doing now? Oh, you know, even Kelly, even Tiffany, you know, when she was saying what she was going to do, nobody was saying, well, let me know what I can do to help.
Right.
Nobody said, oh, look, I know this person. They might be able to help you. It was, oh, Lord, what you doing now? And Condola, as a new person who didn't even know her, took her seriously.
Yeah.
And was very helpful. And the person that she's closest to didn't take her seriously. And then even when she asked for help, said no.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that's a draw, because Issa only asked for help because she was desperate. I don't think she would have asked in another setting. And again, Molly was in her right to say, I don't feel comfortable with it. I probably wouldn't have said that. I would have just said, I don't know, let me see, and then just never asked, and then just tell her he said no. Okay, so Molly says she can't help or is not going to help. Issa is communicating a little bit with Nathan and is like, oh, my headliner dropped out. Now, they did not show us how it came to be that Andrew got Vince statement.
Right.
We can imagine a couple scenarios. Issa told Nathan. Nathan is very attached to this idea and helping her and supporting her, and also still trying to get back in her good graces. This is his roommate. He could have just said, oh man, her headliner dropped out.
Andrew says, who?
Oh, let me see if I can get her somebody. Right? That could have been that simple. It could have been, hey Nathan, my headliner dropped out. And Nathan could have said, hey, let me see if Andrew will help. And she could have said, okay. It could have been Nathan saying, hey, let me ask Andrew. She could have said, no, don't ask Andrew, because I already asked Molly. She's like, no, this is my boy. Molly don't regulate my relationship. I'm asking him to do me this.
Right. Yeah.
It's a lot of different ways that it could have happened. But what I feel is the main issue is not Issa. It's Andrew. Because Andrew is listening to his girlfriend say she is beefing with this woman.
But
Andrew never mentioned that he got her that headline. For whatever reason.
Do we know for sure that Molly has expressed that to Andrew, though?
She was talking about it the whole time at the thing. Remember he said, well, you remember how you was blowing me off for work? And you remember he says, you know, she has a lot going on. And that's what she was like, yeah, she has had a lot going on. And she had been talking about when they were there sitting on the couch. And he was like, this is really nice. And she was like surprised. Like, she's like, it is really nice. He's like, see, she's been really busy. And remember how you blew me off from work? You know, so they had been talking about it. And she was like, you know, kind of seeing his side of things. And that's why she went and took Issa some food, you know, to kind of be like a peace offering kind of thing. Andrew, that day, the day before, and the day before, ain't never say, I'm so glad I was able to get Vince for the block party.
That's what I thought was weird.
So I think the whole beef is on Andrew for not saying it. Now, since he knew his girl is beefing with this woman, was Andrew wrong for helping her? Like, you're Molly now. Because she seems to be more mad at Issa.
Right. I'm not gonna, my initial reaction to that was he wasn't wrong for helping her. He was wrong for not communicating to Molly what was going on. Because nobody wants to be blindsided by any kind of situation like that.
And even if they were on good terms, I still would want to know that you was helping my friend.
It's really unrealistic for him not to say anything.
So that makes it seem like it was supposed to be a secret, which then that's the problem.
It makes it feel like he was trying to keep it away from her, which could lead to a problem. Yeah. So
who's wrong in that whole scenario of he's a grown man, he can do whatever he want to do. He don't have beef with this girl.
Yeah.
His roommate is trying to get back in with this girl and actually wanted to help her.
Right. My whole thing with this situation specifically, I agree that it was Molly's right not to ask her boyfriend, but the motive behind why she wouldn't do it, I don't think she was honest about that. And I felt like she wanted either Issa to maybe not fail, but she didn't want to help her.
Let's go back to you saying that she doesn't necessarily want Issa to fail. I feel, because I've been in these friendships before in my long storied life. I've been the Issa. I don't think I've ever been the Molly, but I've been the Issa for a lot of different relationships, I think. And generally it means somebody feel like they're doing better than you. You kind of the low on your luck friend all the time, but you entertaining. So they hang out with you because you funny. Okay. But then when things start working out for you, it's not that they was carrying you or paying your bills or taking care of you, but now that you kind of getting some more footing, they start getting threatened on who they are to you. And now that you're getting your footing and other people are coming into your life and respecting you, like how she had the problem with Condola, it's like, what's it?
You have to be careful about your friends who are not happy. And Molly doesn't come off as a happy person at all, even though she has all these she has a wonderful career, wonderful house, she a budding relationship that, started off a little rocky, but it seems to be going well now. And she's still not happy. So
and all those things she's very, but also to the name of the show, she's insecure in all those
right. But she feels like a dependent friend, which is people I really stay away from. And it's not dependent on you to do things, material things, but dependent on you to be needed. You know what I mean? Like, or be needy. Maybe the friend needs to be needy. And so her relationship with Issa, I think for the longest has been, Issa has always needed her shoulder and needed her, her to be a pillar or whatever. And now that Issa's
a stable friend. And so the time that, even when she chose to stay with Daniel instead of staying with Molly when she didn't have a place to go. Or, Molly ain't never said, well, girl, let me help you with first month rent and deposit until you get, it's never been that type of need. Right?
Right.
Sometimes it might have just been, hey, I need to stay here because I don't want to go home to Lawrence. Let me sleep on your couch because he still lived there.
So I feel like her intentions in not reaching out to Andrew weren't based off her relationship with Andrew. I think it was more based off of her not wanting to help Issa. And now whether she wanted to see her fail or not, I mean, she had been throwing shade. Like, we get the privilege of seeing
about the block party the whole time.
Right. We get the privilege of seeing that. Issa doesn't see that part, and Issa's still upset. But can you imagine if she knew she was throwing shade about the little courtyard party? She
was making enough snide comments to Issa as well.
She was. But it was just like, it's just like, who has time for people like that in your life?
Right. And this is the closest person to you. And I think that's the job as a friend, regardless of whether your friend has a good idea or not, you there. Yes, baby. Yeah, it's not outside of them doing something completely ridiculous. But if it's something that they possibly could do, just be there to say, hey, I'll be there. I'll take tickets at the door. I'll step in. Like,
That's what being a friend to me is.
Right. So the debate that people have been having is about that friendship and who was wrong in that scenario. And like you said, we have the advantage of seeing all the other conversations behind the scenes that the person doesn't see. But just on the face of it, just on the face of what they don't know about what happened, I feel Molly was wrong in that moment.
Yeah.
It was a good night. You can see that the only way she found out is because that dude said, hey, Vince want to thank you for hooking this up. And in that moment, Andrew is like, what? How did you do? What happened? Because we all looking like, Andrew,
I feel like she was okay to feel how she felt, not knowing how, but she was definitely wrong for confronting her in that sense.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like in that moment of what everybody knew of each other, without our advantage, I feel like she was wrong to do that that moment. That conversation was not ever going to expire.
Yeah.
The show was over. The concert was done. And you know what? I've had friends that did something that upset me, and you know this for a fact. And I said, you know what? I'm not going to say nothing about it because they seem to have needed that. And even though it bothered me and upset me, I'm not going to say nothing because as their friend, I said, you know what? They needed to feel like they got that win. And I'm going to let them have it without me coming on and putting all what I felt about it on.
Right.
There's
nothing wrong with her confronting her later. But that was
and it might be a conversation for another day. 10 years from now, I might say, that really bothered me that day. So I feel like Molly, that conversation and what she was upset about was not going to expire, and she did not have to do that night. I'm curious as to the fact that Andrew did apologize that night. I'm sorry. what was he sorry for?
Exactly, for not telling, because he knew what he was doing was behind her.
But was he sorry for helping, or was he sorry for not telling? Because what was he sorry for?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know what.
Because think about it. Andrew is helping on the strength of Nathan, and Andrew is helping on the strength that Issa ain't never been problematic for him. He ain't got no beef with Issa, you know. So he's helping because he felt compelled to help, not because Molly asked him. He don't know. I'm curious if she told him, "Yeah, Issa asked me to ask you to help with the concert," and I told her I didn't feel like doing that.
He probably doesn't know that.
Said that to him, and he's sitting over there because he potentially could have got away without her ever knowing if that manager didn't come out to say thanks. Made it through the whole show. Because Issa didn't even say to Andrew at the block party, "Oh, thank you so much for saving me." Or, you know, for whatever reason, people weren't saying something that was a big part. For whatever reason, ain't nobody ever say that. And either Nathan said, "Don't tell Molly," because Issa had asked her and she said no, and he did it anyway. Or did Molly tell him? Well, she asked me, but I was like, no, because we ain't even ride like that no more. And maybe we'll get in the next episode. But right now on the surface, we saying, if I got beef with somebody, that don't necessarily mean my friend has beef, depending on why I got beef with them. And if I got beef with somebody, my man should have a little bit of beef.
Should have my back, at least. I don't know, you know. Even if I'm wrong, and I expect anybody I date, if I'm wrong, I expect them to tell me that. I don't expect them to, you know, shut up.
I didn't say that.
Because I ain't never wrong, first of all, so it ain't no problem.
Start there.
It ain't never gonna be a problem, but I'm saying if there was
if it ever came up.
Yeah, small chance, you know, that I ever became wrong about a situation, you know, I would expect somebody to say, "Yeah, you wrong. You're wrong."
But here's the
not
thing.
In front of nobody and not to anybody else but me.
This is why the onus is more on the man than a friend when you have beef. And this is why I think a man takes a little bit more shots on, you know, I don't deal with her. Why is you over there kikiing with her? It's because he probably don't have no relationship with her outside of me. Whereas my mutual friend might have a relationship outside of me, and that's their relationship.
But what if
it's a high likelihood he only knows of this person?
What if this person actually hooked you and your man up because they knew each other? They were childhood friends and this and that and the other. What does that make a difference in them not ending their relationship because y'all ended up falling out?
No, I think I would defer to the friendship rule. I'd be like, that's been his friend for forever. You know, hopefully one, he ain't talking bad about me.
Right.
And hopefully he would probably be more attached to trying to find a reconciliation between the two.
Right.
You know.
I agree.
But most of the time, the dude only know your girl because she your girl.
Mm-hmm.
But I would let him pass in the bylaws of that was your friend before I knew you. That's your friend. However, don't be giving her no intel and just make sure you don't let her talk too crazy about me.
Yeah. I agree.
I mean, I've been in all of the situations we have discussed, and I have felt a certain kind of way before because I have a friend who's friends with an ex, and I always feel like initially when I see they have interacted with each other, I always kind of feel like, but then at the same time, that ain't none of my business. It ain't got to do with me.
Mm-hmm.
But then sometimes I think, well, why wouldn't this mutual friend try to have us have an understanding since she know both of us?
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Again, it ain't nobody's business. Ain't nobody required to do nothing about nothing. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
Maybe she won't.
Right. Sometimes friends like for you not to be friends with everybody. They like to be the one that talk to everybody and you ain't part of it.
Oh, that's funny. I'm just talking. I don't know.
You never know. But so we ended the day with everybody was wrong on some level. We don't know if Issa was wrong.
Not necessarily. We don't know enough to say Issa was wrong.
We don't know this situation. Because we don't know that she went behind Molly's back. Right. She told Nathan, and Nathan could have just went right into action right then.
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of people who taken up for Molly in this situation assume that that's what happened.
Yeah, that Issa went behind her back. Yeah. Right. So we don't know that yet. Mm-hmm. Now, if we find out that Issa did go behind her back to get to the person that, then I still don't know that I'm gonna feel bad about it.
Here's the thing. Molly wouldn't know Andrew if it wasn't for Issa meeting Nate. So
that too. And the last time her and Issa really had a conversation, she wasn't even checking for Andrew. So Issa didn't even have to have that first conversation with Molly about Andrew, knowing that Nathan and Andrew
could easily just call Nate
for real. But she know Molly every other day got something different bad to say about Andrew. Mm-hmm. I don't know. So I'm gonna say the jury is still out. I don't know if I would consider it going behind Molly's back if she had access to somebody and the person she asked didn't want to get them that access. That don't mean that person off limits. It means, okay, you don't want to ask them. I got somebody else that could, or it might have been that person asked them without me asking them to ask them. Mm-hmm. We don't know.
Right.
I guess that's what we're gonna sum that. That's our summation of it. But we do know not to make sure you don't have too many drinks when you and Bae go to this party where this other one gonna be.
Yeah, the drinks won't matter.
I know it don't. I don't even know why you said how many drinks I didn't have.
I don't know. Trying to blame it on something else.
Blame it on the alcohol. That's your pettiness, girl. That's you. All right. Oh, no, girl. Yes, it's the podcast. If you are not caught up, it's a lot of great content for you to catch up on. Pandemic binging is what we're doing now. And so I think our podcast is a great pandemic binge. Thank you for that. We also are on Patreon, and if you don't know what Patreon is, it's also another subscription. It's different subscription levels, but we talk a little bit more in depth about things, also more personal about things. So we know this is a public forum, it's the internet, it will never die. So we share our thoughts or whatever, but if you become a Patreon subscriber, you get a little bit more information and insight that we ain't just got out here on friendship. Right. It might be a reason, it might not be a reason to subscribe, but those that have to subscribe, thanks. So I guess we'll just, and we also do Facebook Lives, and we have one coming up this week. Yeah,
we have a special guest this week.
So make sure you are following the page so you can see all of that information coming up too. I guess if I go back to I'm looking at him over there talking to that girl that he know I ain't even messing with right now. No, he didn't.
Girl, go get him.
Yes, he did.